Hi, today we are going to discuss the conversion of decimal numbers with fraction to binary numbers. We'll begin with the simple numbers like 0.25, zero point 0.5 and see how we can convert these number into binary, and then we'll follow up with the complex numbers like 1 by 10, that is 0.1. So it comes into complex numbers, and these are simple because these are power of 2, negative power of 2. 1.25 is 1 by 4, zero point 0.5 is 1 by 2, so these are simpler. Let's look at 0 0.5 first. First thing to remember is that we need to know how to multiply by 2. So when we multiply it by 2, we get 1.0. This will be our binary representation for 0 0.5. So how do we write 0 0.5 in binary? We write it like this. 0.1 of binary. Now we'll go to 0.25 and see how we can write it. 0.25 into 2 gives us 0.5. So this is 0. Here we have to make a whole number part column. We can call it 0. We'll continue with carrying whatever the part left, whatever the decimal part the previous one has left. So we'll continue with that. 0.5 into 2, we get 1.0. So we'll write 1 here, 1 goes here, yay. So we got 1.0, and the way we read it is top to bottom, unlike the previous case in which we read from bottom to top. So here we have 0.25 of decimal equal to 0.01 of binary. Now we'll go for, let's take a big number, 0.8375. So we need to multiply 0.8375 with 2, we get, so 0 here, 1, 14, 115, 1, 7, and then 2 8 is 16. So we get 1.677. So we will write 1 here. We are left with 0.6750. So the remaining part will come here, and then we multiply it by 2, we get, so 200, 25 10, 27 14, 115, 26 12, 113. So we get 1. Now 1 goes here, 0.35 comes here. 0.35 into 2 equals to 0.7. So we have 0 here, and 7 comes here. 0.7 into 2 equal to 1.4. So 1 comes here, 0.4 goes here. 0.4 into 2 gives us 0.8. So 0 comes, 0.8 into 2 gives us 1.6. 1. Then 0.6 into 2 gives us 1.2. Come here at 1 again. Then let's continue it on the next page. 0.2 into 2 gives us 0.4 again, and then we get again 0, and 0.4 goes here. 0.4 into 2 will again, the same series will repeat. 0 0, 0.8 into 2, 1.6. This gives us 1. 0.6 goes here. 0.6 into 2 gives us 1.2. This gives us 1, and 0.2 again. You can see that this series is repeating. So what do we have now? 0.2 into 2. So this series is 0 0 0 1 1, which is repeating again and again. So we can write it like this: 0.8375 of decimal equals to. How we read it? We read it from top to bottom. So we have 1 1 1 1 0 1 0 double 1 0 1 0 11. And we can see that the part that is repeating is starting from 0.8, 0.8, 1.6, 1.2, 0, 110. And then again we are getting the repetition of this, like 0, 110. Here we have 0, 11 and 0. So we can see, we can write this part, it's repeating again and again. We can leave it here. Oh, I forgot 0.1. So this is how we write it. And let's pick up another number. Let's think we go by 0.3125. Multiply it by 2. What do we get? 502.6250. 0 goes here. Then 0.625 into 2 gives us 1.250. 1 comes here, 0.25 goes here, and we know what does 0.25 has is 0.50. 0.5 into 2 equal to 1. So 0.3125 can be written as 0.01 of binary. So these are the number which had this 0 and the fractional part, 0 as their whole number part. But what if we have the combined mix like 10.25? So the way we do it is, first we'll do it for 10 like the normal way we have done in the previous video, and then we'll do it for 0.25. So we know that point from our previous experience that 0.25 is written as 0.01. So this is our 0.01 in binary, and then 10. So for 10 we'll just go and do it like this. Then we get 5 as quotient and the remainder is 0. Then here 1 and here 2, and then again 2. So we get 1 here, 0 here. So that's how we write it. We read it from bottom to top and we get 1 0 1 0, and then we can now add this part, the decimal part, 0.01. So 10.25 equals to 101.01 of binary. I hope you understand it. Thank you for watching.